Okay, we are live. We are live, and I just want to put this out there. It's me, your ghost with the most, Zevious86, and I would like to extend an invitation to all of you people out there to check out my YouTube channel, The Retro Gaming Dojo, and all of the adjoining social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on there. Search up that The Retro Gaming, one word, Dojo on those platforms. I talk about wrestling. I play a lot of cool ass music, and of course, the main dish of the channel, we live stream video games. So come through, come hang out, come chill, listen to some dope beats, and I'll see y'all there.
What's the world? It's your boy Dez. I'm here by myself tonight. Got a solo episode for you. Also, don't forget the eyes and the spaces. um, Let me drop some tags for you real quick. I do have the TikTok up and going. The TikTok is Karmic Dez 85. Got a few of my craft videos on there. One of the want to talk about it videos is on there too. We also have the Lawn Warrior on Facebook. I know with the season slowing down a little bit, not going to be a lot of traffic coming through there. Oh, interesting tidbit about that. Did have a client finally use the scheduling tool on Facebook. That made it really convenient for me. They put all their information in, and I was able to just get it straight to my calendar. Didn't have to make phone calls or anything like that. I just communicated the pricing for them and verified the location we were cutting at, and it was done. Very smooth and simple process. So if you do are continuing to look for services in my area, the Killeen, Texas area, Central Texas area, go ahead and give that a shot on the Lawn Warrior page on Facebook. You have the self scheduling tool, so you can schedule your own appointments on my calendar, and you actually see what I have going on whenever I put stuff into my calendar. So you're able to schedule your lawn or your service around that. Um, what else do I got going on? So I did TikTok. We got Karmic Dez. I believe it's 85 on Instagram, and I want to talk about it podcast. I want to talk about it with Dez and the crew on Instagram. Also have the want to talk about it with Dez and the crew group on Facebook. So there are a few things that you can go out there and interact with, not only me, but with other people who are interacting amongst the groupings here. Uh, Also, if you're in the Central Texas area, don't forget to if you're looking for cleaning services, you've got Ray Ann with the Reinvigorate home cleaning services. We've got Kimberly Palm. Uh, said her full name, but she does have the candles and apothecaries, such as uh, bath bombs, lotions, body creams, things of that nature. So hers is Serenity Kiss Co. Just Google that and you'll be able to find her. I think she's also on Instagram. We've got the Xevious. No, the Retro Gaming Dojo. I'm sorry, Hook. The Retro Gaming Dojo for all your gaming and a little bit more media focused uh, platform there. So definitely Retro Gaming Dojo. We've got also the Happy Hungry Munchies. I think he's on hiatus right now, but I know he will accept larger orders. So definitely, if you're looking for those cheesecake cones, hit my guy up. Um, of course, there's a few other people. We got Dwayne the Gardening Angel. He's still out right now, taking care of your gardens for you whenever he's not on the road. uh, what else? Who else? Who else? There's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of people, a lot of networking going on, a lot of connections being made, and I like it. Um, so we got the tags out the way, or I got the tags out the way. Let me jump into some current events here. Uh, One of the most current events I could think of is this whole thing with Diddy, Diddy and Cassie. Now apparently Cassie sued for I forgot how much money it was. It was a good amount of money. Uh, I feel like it was just basically kind of get the ball rolling and get things out there, right? She accused him of multiple things, sexual violence, um, like sexual coercion, things of that nature, and put it all in a non-disclosure act that those things would never come to light. I guess the what's the I guess the time frame on that ran out, or she's just taking a risk putting it out there so other people can again follow suit. And I think it's honestly, I think Diddy going down, man. To be quite honest with you, not to mention that earlier this year, maybe about a month ago, maybe a month or two ago, it was noted that, or it was released that Tupac's killer was contracted by Puffy to take him out. So at that point, kind of knew the ball was going to be coming sooner or later, right? Uh, kind of like the same thing that happened with R. Kelly. It was one allegation, two allegation, five allegations, and next thing you know, prison time. So that's what we're looking at. And talking to my brother about the situation, he tells me that I believe it's New York has picked up some cases that they wanted to look into to investigate Diddy. So yeah, it's a whole thing. And they say with the that celebrity lifestyle, it's crazy, right? What else do we have out there? Oh, Dallas Cowboy fans, we won. We beat the who was we just got done playing? Why can't I remember? Oh my goodness, it's crazy. it was so we just played Sunday. It was the Carolina Panthers. That's probably why I didn't remember who it was. Not a very notable team right now, but they are in the NFL. We did get a win. It's a sound win, 30-10, I believe it was. And Dak played great. Right now, they're saying that Dak is in the, or there are a lot of analysts that actually have Dak in the MVP category or MVP runnings for the NFL right now um, as the best player or the most valuable player in the league. And the numbers he's throwing up, he's trying to make sure that he gets that. Um, and I'm sure that's for I'm sure that's along the way on trying to get to the Super Bowl, which of course a lot of folks out there know we as Dallas Cowboy fans haven't been, or Dallas Cowboys in general haven't been to the Super Bowl in a long time. So right now we do have an opportunity at least to make a wild card behind Philly. But I think they did take a loss tonight as well against Kansas City. Yeah, they took a loss tonight against Kansas City. Kansas City showing that they were dominant over Philadelphia once again after the Super Bowl, their Super Bowl win against Philadelphia. So there's definitely some stiff competition at AFC that we're gonna have to worry about as Dallas Cowboys. Not a lot, not to mention the leaders, the hard hitters at the top of the NFC to even get there. So we've got some things to uh, still be wary about and cautious about as the season continues to come down. And it's starting to wind down. I think we're like week 11. So maybe what six more weeks regular season, 7 more weeks regular season. Uh, then we've got postseason, a few more weeks of that, then a Super Bowl in about February. So things are moving fast here. And let's see what else we have current events wise. Current events wise, uh, I will kind of like let's switch it to like well personally for me what's going on. So recently, so I did tell you guys on the Descapades episode that I had went to jail and kind of highlighted that situation. I've got some more details for that too. Probably going to put in another episode. Um, I realized there's some things that I missed that were either insightful or just plain outright funny. So, well, not funny at all, funny to me. So I want to express those later. But recently, so I got my car out the tow after the recently going to jail. I believe it's Tuesday. I get into an accident. Reckless driver pulls out in front of me on the highway and brake checks me. So I end up totaling my vehicle. I mean, probably if I had, if I had the money off, off on hand right now, I probably could have got it repaired in, about a month or so. but I didn't have the funds on me right now, so it's better to get something new, uh, which has also been postponed because I had to renew all my identification and all my cards. So that has been a process. But the car was totaled out for all intents and purposes and towed away. So that does and did put a little hindrance into my business, but we're still up and booming. Um, One of the things I realized with that is that sometimes I think I said it on another episode. God clears, will clear things out for you, right? Um, Sometimes to make things better. Matter of fact, it wasn't. It was I did a quick video the other day, and what I was saying in that video was I was repeating the story of Job and what God did during that story. He wouldn't allow Satan to touch Job. He would allow Satan to touch things around Job. His wife, kids, his farm, animals, things of that nature. He wouldn't allow anything to touch Job. So I kind of looked at that situation and not compared mine to this story of Job, but more or less gleaned what I could from it to get me through what would be a traumatic and downright depressing situation for most people. Um, so at the end of the story of Job, after Satan had touched, basically took basically what he wanted away from Job, just to see if Job would curse God's name, and he never did. God actually gave Job everything back and then some. Actually increased Job. So I look at it as that maybe not even maybe. I know God is clearing things out in order for better to come in, the world that I'm creating to come in. So again, I'm a metaphysical guy, a very philosophical guy, um, and I take a lot of that stuff to heart, and it makes sense and it feels right to me. So I haven't even really been down about it. Life is going to give you trials and tribulations, and you either stand up or you fall. And I got to stand up and make moves, right? So, with that being said, that does take us into the topic of today's episode or tonight's episode, which I wanted to cover. It's kind of like a philosophy that it's been around for, of course, for a long time, but it just now has become like concrete to me. It's something that's instilled in me, something that I truly believe in, and that is that it's better to earn than to well, it's better to have the mentality of someone who's going to earn something than the mentality of someone who deserves something. So I'm going to break those things down. Again, I don't have my phone here. Where is my phone? We're gonna do like we usually do with these things. So I'm gonna pull up Google here. Gonna pull up the calendar. We're gonna see what these two words mean according to Webster off the rip, right? And then we're gonna go from there. So pulling up deserve now. I hate this phone, but I earned it. If I wanted a better phone, I should have did better. So deserve. So here's it's a verb, of course. Webster's dictionary. Well, this is as Oxford Languages, according to Google. When the action of deserve is to do something or have or show qualities worthy of reward or punishment. For example, the referee deserves a pat on the back for his bravery, right? So with that right there, so can can you as a person determine your own deservedness? Like, can I truly say I deserve? Like, even in that sentence right there, it says the referee was recognized and then deserved. The referee didn't insist on his deservedness. You see what I'm saying? So right there, like, and that's how I kind of want to break that down. You can be deserving of something, but you can't. In most situations, I'd say about 90%. It's of course rough calculations. You can't look at it as in you deserve something well, as an adult. Now, of course, children, newborns, they deserve care. They deserve love, right? They deserve everything because they're innocent, and for the most part, they're helpless. So they need to be, in order for them to continue to develop, they have to be in a state of deservedness of those things, if that kind of makes sense. Because they can't. What can a newborn really do that would show deservedness to us besides be a newborn? They really can't express their intelligence, their IQ. Of course, physical labor, that's out the window. So right, so I'm saying, the children have deservedness, but these certain once you reach certain, I don't want to say certain age, certain abilities, certain capabilities, then deservedness starts to wane, and at some point you have to start to earn it, right? And as you earn it, those who are outside of yourself will begin to see that you have earned what you deserved. So the outside forces ascribe to you what you deserve, right? And it's no different than when you work a job. You can think that you earn 25, $30 an hour, but your superiors might not think that you've earned it. So let's look at the definition of earn. Again, a verb. And let's see here. They got the format different. So let's see, of an activity cause someone to obtain money. What? They wrote this really weird. So let's see. I want to read what it says right here. It says obtain, i.e. money, in return for labor or services. Sample sentence, they earn $35 per hour, right? So even in that sentence, that $35 per hour was earned, was given. Or let me rephrase that. That $35 is per hour is deserved because it was earned, and not the other way around, right? So in my own life, I had to realize these things. I was a very, in my mind, I deserve this. Why do I deserve this? Well, because I did what I'm supposed to do. I had good grades, went to class like I was supposed to do, and I did sports, went to work. I did everything I was supposed to do. And as I got older, particularly once I got stepkids, I realized that we can't reward people for what they're supposed to do, and that's where the entitlement and the deservedness comes from, because people are feeling that they deserve things for something that they're supposed to do. Um, Another example of this, I've been watching Coach Carter all week, and what Samuel L. Jackson did in one scene after he noticed his players were jawing at the mouth against the other team. The next, I won't want to say next morning at practice, but the next scene at practice, he does something significant to bring home the idea to them. So he leaves his shoe untied purposely. So one of the characters, Worm, points out, "Hey, coach, your shoe's untied." So he ties his shoe. He starts to brag about, "Hey, I tied my shoe. I did that. You see that knot? I did that, right?" And he is trying to drive home that just do what you got to do. You don't need to. Let me rephrase that. He's trying to drive home the point that you're not going to you shouldn't expect to receive recognition for things that you do that you're supposed to do, right? I shouldn't expect uh my significant other to give me and applause for taking out the trash like I'm supposed to do, right? When I started doing with my stepchildren, I didn't give them allowance for things that they were supposed to do. I'm not going to pay you for washing the dishes, right? Now, I'll pay you for rearranging the dishes, organizing the dishes, going through the cabinets, and doing the hard labor of just the deep cleaning of it, right? Because you don't do that every day. That's above and beyond what your normal duties are, and I get that. So I'll pay you extra for that. I'll pay you for you deserved, you earned it, right? And see, I slipped into you deserved it, but again, I'm describing to an outside source. That person has it deemed that they earned this, right? Or they deserve this. Now, granted, there are other cases. Let's say, for example, Tom Brady. You know, in that case, you have a guy or a person who's put in the time, who's put in the work, right? And at any moment, we can reference it, he can reference it, anyone can reference this body of work over a period of time, right? So in that case, I would say that person can use the word, phrase, deserve for particular things. Not not everything. Let's say traffic tickets, because you have that longevity or you have that record, you have uh, that status, I guess you would say. You don't deserve to break the law. You also didn't earn the right to break the law. In the same vein, that doesn't you didn't deserve you didn't earn the right to treat people like trash, nor do you deserve the right to treat people like trash. Right? These are things that you self-ascribed to yourself. You became, for lack of better expanding right now, you became what's the word? Entitled, right? So that deservedness is part and parcel of that self entitlement that a lot of people feel. I should have this. I will. Why? Give me a valid reason. And on top of that, not only give me the valid reason, show me why. What work are you willing to do, or work have you done to say you deserve this? Because I can almost guarantee somebody has put in more work than you. Generally speaking, that is. Right? Because that's not always the case. There's nepotism and favoritism and bigotry and all those things. So, of course, not across the board. But most of the time, it's going to be the case. Uh, let's see. And, that kind of thinking took me toward another place after my divorce, which I actually took that pretty badly. Um, I was in a spot for about a year in which I wasn't, I wasn't right, so to speak. Um, it was hard for me to get up some days. It was hard for me to focus most days, and it got to a point where I didn't want that feeling, those emotions and whatnot, that that thing to keep me where I was at. You know, I wanted to get up out of that, and I'm not the type of fake it till you make it type person. So I'm a little bit more genuine type person. So if I smile, typically my smile with you is going to be genuine. I very rarely might pull out. If I pull out a fake smile, it doesn't last long on my face, right? I don't express. I don't emote fake smiles well. So most of my smiles, if you catch me smiling, it's going to be genuine. Um, but during this time period, it was hard for me to smile. Then I woke up one day. I realized that I am simply wasting my time, my days, my hours, my minutes, all of that, my life's force hurting. So the phrase I came up with, because I'm a very, like at heart, I'm a take control, take action type person. I'm a Libra sign, so Libra is a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs take action. So, and my rising sign is Aries, so you put two and two together, right? So, my philosophy at that point, just woke up one morning and said, "You know what? I'm not gonna be what I've been. I'm not gonna be down. I'm not gonna be depressed. I'm not gonna let the day beat me up. I'm not gonna let circumstances, get me off kilter. Yes, I can get in. I can, you know, uh, tap into my anger, tap into my aggression when I need to, and step out of that energy now, as opposed to being stuck in it. And being able, and with that, I came up with the idea of dominating my day. And I tell everybody that now. You got to dominate your day because there are going to be those things that get you off kilter, get you off balance. Try to get you, I don't say even try to things that will get you angry. And this philosophy is not saying that you won't get angry. What it's saying is that you have the choice to indulge in that anger in a positive way, or indulge in that anger in a negative way, and let that anger control you. So you don't want to let the anger dominate you. You want to be in control. So you dominate your day. That would include your anger, your sadness, your happiness. It was a very mindful thing, and I still carry it with me to this day. And I'm maybe 2 years into that philosophy. Um, and it's actually helped some people, some of my coworkers when I talk to them about it in their lives, and it's empowering to know that you can take control of your life. You don't have to sit and wait, for lack of better definition. You can make moves. For instance, with this podcast, I just said, "Hey," I think I was telling Mike, "Hey, I'm gonna do a podcast," and maybe like a month later, I was doing it because one day I just said, "Hey, yep, time to do the podcast." So everything is going to be developed from that idea, from that action. I took action as opposed to, you know, talking about it. We could talk about things all day, um, but until there's something concrete, then we're just talking theories. And I had that talk with my guy Daniel, the gardening angel, the other day. Kind of touched on that. It was, and the idea, what I gave to how I brought it to him was, would you rather learn how to hammer from someone who's read books on how to hammer, or someone who's actually hammered? Granted, opinions, people have preferences. Me personally, I'd rather learn from the person who's actually hammered. And the way I expressed it to Dwayne was because the person who has hammered may have run into a lot more issues that I can run into while hammering, as opposed to the person who's read about hammering, right? Life experience versus book experience. Um, the dominate your day is very crucial, and me even getting to the point of developing this podcast. That also bled. It's kind of like circular. Everything feeds into each other a little bit. But so that thinking also fed into the earn versus deserve. So if I'm dominating my day, right? Now I'm going out and I'm earning things, right? I am not saying that I deserve to get a meal. I say, what can I do to get to a point where I can earn this meal? That way, nobody can say they gave it to me. Nobody can say, take it from me. No one can say whatever, right? Besides that, he earned it. He deserved it. And again, that deservedness came from an outside observer, outside source. Didn't come from me. You know that, and as I began to reflect on like my relationships, on my relationship with my ex-wife in general, or more specifically, I should say, that became more evident. Um, Again, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he works early and sleeps early, so a lot of times he's not able to make the podcast. But what I did express to him is that a lot of times women are right. You women, I give it to you. You're right. A lot of times as guys, we get complacent and we forget that we have to continue to earn you, right? And vice versa. Sometimes women, you forget you have to continue to earn us, our love. But bringing it back to men, we also have to continue to develop and be something worth earning, right? Um, I did continue to earn my wife. I'll admit that. Um, I didn't continue to earn my ex fiance. I was more of the idea that I've been a good guy. I don't cheat. I come home. I pay bills. I deserve this. I deserve this woman, or I deserve this my wife. But that's not how it goes. Um, and you think that would be evident because you can say you deserve life, and then you get to a certain point and you realize you got to work to keep this thing going. There's a whole group of people that worked before you to make sure you got to where you could work now, so you could do it for the people following you. On that note, what kind of example are we leaving? Are we leaving an example of a bunch of people who deserve things, or a bunch of people who got up and earned what they wanted and what they thought they deserved? You know, at one point I believed I deserved to meet Andre 3000, and then talking to my guy, realized we hadn't really put in the work to meet Andre 3000. Like, what would make him want to even sit with us? Like, what is kind of like that thought process kicked in? Well, what do we have to do to get in the presence of Andre 3000, right? So it's I guess that philosophy started way back when. We got to what have I got to do to earn what I believe I deserve, right? So yeah, earned, not deserved. I've even got shirts that I plan on getting made that will express that, and I think that's a good philosophy to live by, because now you're not waiting, you're making moves, right? If you think you deserve it, then you're going to go get it, or that's the mentality you should have. Because if you think you deserve it and you do nothing to get it, then what makes you think you really deserve it? Like, I'd really like to know. I mean, if you have something you want to put in the comments, put it there. If you want to, express why you deserve, uh, or express your deservedness, you can do that in the group. We can set up a group chat on Facebook as well, and I will gladly, talk with you, not to you. I don't like to talk to people, which is this is why I bring people on the podcast, the guests, which is why I have the crew, I should say. But talking with Mike, it's not bad to have those solo episodes, so I can have these conversations like I'm having with you now. Again, earned, not deserved, right? As far as what I think I deserve from the projects that I'm doing, the podcast, we're gonna be doing video shorts here soon. I deserve to be free. I deserve to be able to do those if I want to. I deserve to be able to not do those if I want to and still be able to make a living however I make a living. But I know that I have to earn that ability. And then, another thing they say, anything given to you for free is not really free. It comes at a cost. If it's not to you, then it's somebody. Somebody's going to pay the cost. And that boils down. I'm trying to eliminate the cost. Or let's say I'm not trying to eliminate the cost. I'm trying to take the cost upon myself. Therefore, there's no debt that I have to pay to anyone else. That's what it means to earn something as opposed to receiving out of deservedness. Because if you just receive out of deservedness, then sooner or later people are going to expect you to earn what you believed you deserved. It's a full cycle. It comes right back around. You would still have to prove what you deserve, right? Example of that. Let's see. Russell Westbrook, perfect example when he went to L.A. Yeah, he's triple double king. Did he deserve the uh what is it? Did he deserve all of what is it, the spectacle? Did he deserve the celebration when he came back to when he came back when he joined the Lakers? At first, they thought he deserved it, but he never got to a point where he could earn that with the team. Not saying he's a bad player. It's just saying he couldn't get to that point of reaching the expectations of the Laker nation. Therefore, what they believed he deserved, he hadn't earned in their eyes. Hence Westbrook and all other kinds of names, right? And as I get older, I realize life shows us these examples, shows us these patterns, shows us these principles. And a lot of times we don't have words to describe it, but we know what it is when we see it. And now I'm at a point to where I see it and I have words I can put to it to describe it and disseminate that amongst the people. I guess that's what I'm here to do. You know, kind of like looking behind the veil. But I think it's pretty good episode here. I probably have more. Just don't. It's not all coming. I don't want to overload you guys with the repetitive information. I think you pretty much get it at this point. And if not, of course, every episode we do is going to have multiple episodes, or every episode I do is going to have multiple episodes in the series. Everything's going to be like a little series of itself. Um, what do we have coming up next? Let me take a look at my board. Actually, yeah, I got a board now. So yes, I am always working. I'm organizing. I'm developing and reformatting and formatting and doing all kinds of stuff. So next, let's see what we have here. I really do want to try to get an episode on apex predators in. These are topics for the crew. Whenever I'm able to assemble the crew, with the holidays right now, definitely gonna be really tough. Maybe I'll be able to get one or two people at a time. Probably a few more solo episodes throughout the holidays until through the new year, and I will probably do some more reformatting at the new year, kind of like a season change. So that's what I'm working towards there. We'll have an episode on astrology and spirituality. Definitely going to do that. Kim's definitely excited about that one. Last we brought it up. Then I'm going to continue the music inspiration series. I have a special episode I want to do. I guess kind of like any in the vein of Andre 3000, which is another current event here at the end of the episode. Go figure. I can't believe I forgot this. Andre 3000 just released his project, his song, his music album, right? No lyrics. From what I'm hearing, though, I'm listening to it. I'm loving the soundscapes. Um, I would have definitely loved the lyrics from Andre 3000, but I get it because I simply do this. I do the same thing. I mean, I have tons of beats. Some that I just like them as they are, no lyrics. So I will have an episode in which I will showcase some of the soundscapes that I've created over the years, and it's going to be curated. I'm going to curate your soundscape experience. So those are what we have coming up next. Once I get things settled in, I will also be getting an interview with Mr. Red. Um, y'all know him, the underdog, right? So we're gonna get him from out of the 254 Heights, Killeen area. He's doing big things out here. I also want to get a Carlos Smith. He's been doing things locally with the charities out here. So I do want to get him on the show so he could talk about what he's doing and why he's doing it. I think that would be a good episode. I think we get information for you guys as well. So I do want to start branching out, reaching more into the community and getting people out who are out there on here, so we can all get out there, right? Uh, got the free phone guy, Colleen. I want to get him on an episode too. Um, so we'll be talking with the crew and see what we can do to get all this set up and organized. Do also have the pop culture pulpit. We're gonna be trying to get that formatted into a video format so we can put that on the YouTube and on the audio with Spotify for you guys. And that's gonna be a lot like what the Drink Champs do, but they do it more for music. Music and entertainment. I'm doing all of pop culture. Uh, so it's kind of like also like the back and forth with RDC World One, Supreme Dreams. They do typically anime. So again, we're doing all of pop culture. For example, let's see here. For all of you guys out there and ladies, everybody out there, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, which one you rocking with? And you can leave that in the comments. You can go to the Facebook group. You can leave your answer there. How you feel. Leave it detailed. Do what you do. But that's kind of what we're gonna be doing with that segment there. Got a few skits coming as well that I'm cobbling together. So yeah, just trying to be creative, trying to be busy. I was talking with Mike. I talk with a lot of people, and this is why I have started the podcast. One of the things I told him that I live by now is that if you're not creating, you're dying, right? Because to live is to create. So on that note, y'all go out there, create, go live, right? Go earn some stuff. Go show people why you deserve it. And have a good night. Uh, Be safe, work well, do what you do, right? I will catch you next time, or we will catch you next time. Want to talk about a podcast with your boy Dez, the Eyes and Spaces. Holla at you.